Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be reacting to the video that Viper made about the map pool. He made this on his secondary channel. I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to check it out. But it's basically a video about the map pool situation. And let's go ahead and play it. I haven't really seen the whole thing, so I'll go ahead and play it and kind of just give my thoughts about it as well. I think it's an important topic, so I want to react to it to shed some light on it and also see what he has to say about it. So let's go.
So how do I do a YouTube intro? Hello. No, okay. The issue is I'm already recording, so Tyrannos will probably do something weird with the intro here. Welcome to another video. Today, there's a topic that I want to bring up. Will this become a complaint video? Sort of, but also a suggestions video, okay? So, you can see in front of me right now, I have the map pool from the current week. What do we see? RM1, Hideout, Arabia, Islands, Mega Random, African Clearing, Fortress, Arena. The issue I have with this, first and foremost, is we have so many similar maps in the map pool. Hideout, Arena, and Fortress are all fast castle maps. Of course, you will see the odd exception where people try to make something happen in Feudal Age, but in general, the playstyle of fast castle is encouraged in those maps because that's usually the best strategy. African Clearing, in my opinion, is also a fast castle map. You both build up from a nomad start. You could be on the opposite side of the maps, but of course there will be exceptions where people have to go Feudal Age or go Feudal Age on this map as well. However, I still think African Clearing is a fast castle map. So right now 4 out of 7 are fast castle maps. Islands. It's pretty much the same thing over and over. You play for water. Sometimes the exception there is landings, right? You make something happen on land, etc, etc. But that's also a very stale meta map. Mega Random. It can obviously be anything. That one is always up in the air, so it could. But even that, let's say that one 5 out of 10 times it's a closed map. Suddenly you have 6 maps here that are somewhat similar playstyle. But of course.
Okay, right off the bat, I agree with this, and I will say he's probably gonna talk about more things. They always seem to have way more closed maps than open maps. It's like the only open map that we ever get is Arabia. Maybe we get one other open map, but we always get 5 closed maps and just Arabia. And that's why everyone just plays Arabia. There's other open maps that are really good, but just never make in the pool.
Of course, Mega Random can be anything. Arabia, however, is the map with the most variety. But even Arabia, in my opinion, is a bit stale at the moment because even though there's more variety in the openings, depending on the civs, you still have scouts, archers, drush, militia, men-at-arms opening. It's the same thing over and over with certain civs.
I mean, he did name every strategy in the game right there, so I can see what he's saying.
But the difference in Arabia is that there's a lot more dynamic action and there's a lot more variety in playstyles and approaches that are possible. And that's the main thing. The possibility is there. Obviously, I'm not the one to dictate who should play how and which way you're allowed to play and what you should prefer. If you like the closed maps, obviously this map pool is probably pretty good for you. But my point here is, why don't we just add another 5 maps, right? Just give us another 3 bans if you want to get rid of maps, but give us more choices. Every single week, I feel like we're seeing the same maps recycled in and out. It's I feel like I'm playing the same maps over and over on ladder the whole year. It's sure, they'll change 3 or 4 maps from the map pool and they'll add 3 or 4 new maps. But the issue is those new maps were already there the week prior. And when you get the option to vote for a map, those maps are also the ones that have all the maps that have already been there, you know? This is not only for 1v1 RM, it's also for team random map. I feel like whenever I go here, it's usually the same maps over and over. They may change a few things here and there. Sometimes they mix in Lombardia.
And even this, Michi, Arena, Black Forest, and Fortress, what? It's literally 4 hyper closed maps. It's insane. There's no open maps, it's just Arabia. A Golden Pit, maybe you can consider that open.
Or step or anything to change a nomad map, right? But in general, I feel like it's the same thing over and over. Empire Wars, I mean, at this point, this could be replaced in my opinion. What I would like to see, just a quick suggestion on top, is we could make another tab above that says 9 villager start here. 3 villager start, 9 villager start. And then we could have 1v1 and team game here as well, RM. And they could be 9 villager start. That's something I would love to see in the game, but of course, who knows? But I feel like Empire Wars is not popular enough to justify to have its own tabs there. It's
agree.
It spikes a bit in popularity whenever there's a Red Bull event or an Empire Wars event, but in general, I mean, I don't have numbers to back this off, to be clear, but I feel like that's the case. But yeah, for example...
Bro, the only numbers you need is checking the Empire War ladder and seeing T90 and Nilly rank 1 and 2. Only numbers you need to know that the Empire War ladder is dead.
Let's say this map pool is here, that's fine. But you know the tournament has been going on, best of 21s. Here you see maps that we have been playing in this tournament, right? Microsoft, Forgotten Empires, listen. come to me every time you want to make a new map pool. I'll take a look at what tournaments are going on, and we could rotate in tournament maps that are.
No. Microsoft, listen. Forgotten Empires, Microsoft, come to me. Come to me. I'll look at the tournament. I'll give you the maps. Trust.
That people see in competition. Often when you see a tournament map, you might feel like you want to try that map as well. If you see a really cool game on Acclivity, for example, right? Although Acclivity have been in the map pool, but African Reedbeds, for example, I think that one has had amazing games in the Best of 21 series we've had going on now.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really cool map as well, with a lot of tricky strategic things to think about, right? Bay, for example, can be such a nice map to just have on the list that cycles in every 2 months or so. Chaos Pit is fun. Coast to Mountain could be a nomad map. Crater can be a crazy map. Cup as well, amazing map. Started in
Cup's
the Hidden Cup, right? So many good games on this map. And I'm sure viewers as well that see these maps in tournaments, Eldorado Cup, they would love to try those maps in the game as well themselves. Enclosed, Fish and Fish, Four Lakes, we see that a lot. Frigid Lake we see. Boulder's Golden Pit we see. Golden Swamp we have seen. Haboob is a really cool map. I don't think we see that enough. Kawasan, such a good map as well. Land Madness, Meadow, Morass, Northern Isles can even be a water map. Outcrop is a really cool map. Sacred Spring is a real tricky map to play as well. Sheepfold, why not, right? There's so many maps here that are options that just increase the variety, right? I feel like we're so stuck in playing the same maps over and over again. Why don't we just mix in a couple of these maps, right? Let's have a look at the Warlords maps. Arabia Arena, Atacama, Baltic, Bedouins is African Clearings, just a different version, kind of. Black Forest, Border Dispute. Why not throw in Border Dispute during Warlords, for example, right? Why not throw in Oasis, Yucatan? While the tournaments are going on, why don't we mix in these maps? I think there's so much potential to give us a lot more fun. Even if I go into the game itself, Aftermath, why not? We can remove the trade posts if they are a problem. Alpine Lakes, like I thought I had some really fun games on Alpine Lakes. I know it has been in the map pool once or twice before, but still. Archipelago can be a good map. Bog Islands can be fun. Bogland can even be fun. Budapest, you see something.
And just on this note, a lot of these maps, they can just be altered a little bit to make them way better. Like some of these maps are like okay, but some of them can just be changed a little bit and be made way better. Like Bog Islands, Bogland, these were made a few years ago. Just look into them, change them up a little bit, like make them a bit more modern, and throw them in the map pool. Like some of these maps in their current state not amazing, but with a few tweaks, they can be great maps.
Cenotes, City of Lakes. Like, why are we not trickling in all of these variations and cool maps?
There's so many maps.
Just to spice up the ladder, right? Of course, different maps mean that the power level of certain civs creep up a bit higher, because some civs definitely perform stronger on certain maps. Maybe that's what they're concerned about. Look, Seize the Mountain. I have so many good memories from great games on Seize the Mountain.
True.
So there is one concern with power spikes of civilizations that makes people that pick civs have a bit of an advantage. But I'm not sure what the stats are on lower level. I guess more people pick civs there than on higher level,
But just to add to this point, it doesn't really matter if low-level players are picking Civ, because most of the time, you guys aren't picking the best Civ, you guys are picking the Civ that you like the most, which is cool. So, like, as long as there's no absolute best Civ on most of these maps, people will pick different Civs, that's fine. Like, at top level, if people pick Civ, yes, everyone picked like, the same 3 Civs on every map, but low level, people just pick what they like to play.
Either way, variation is the spice of life, in my opinion. I'd rather have 5 more bands and have maps and have 8 bands instead of just 3, right? Just to give me the off chance that I can play some different maps, right? This is not intended as a rant. Well, it is, but it also is like, it's just a suggestion as well, right? I think it can only do good to the game to do that. I think it will be very beneficial for also my motivation to grind ladder, right? If I play ladder at the moment, like I tend to favorite Arabia myself because I just don't like much of the other maps. 99% of my ladder games are Arabia due to that. I'm sure a lot of people have similar experiences to me. It is a bit frustrating though, I have to admit, because I mean, I'm also in a situation where I'm making a living from the game. I'm playing the game over and over again. I'm mostly playing Rage Forest at the moment, partly because of this, right? But I just think...
Yeah, guys, this is a big problem. Like, we need better map pools so he can get, back on the 1v1 grind, because I need some points, and he's hoarding it a little bit, and I just never find him playing. It's kind of a problem for me. I need to get 2k9 for that. I need Viper to be playing the game so I can steal his elo. But on a real talk, I definitely agree with that. Like, Viper is not the kind of guy that likes to play Arabia 24/7, but he has no choice. Like, literally no choice. He has to play Arabia, and then like because of that, he'll just play something else, like team games and stuff, where there's more variety. and that's like one of the top players who's full-time, who's just on the 1v1 ladder, which is kind of a problem.
If we had more maps available, a lot more people might play ladder, a lot more people would get to experience the variety and how deep of a strategic and tactical game this can be. Different maps would also allow you to see a lot more civilizations. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you have any other input on this? Like, do you think it would be worse if there's more maps? I don't think it should impact queue time because, again, it's just give us more bands to accommodate the extra maps, and you will still be able to get one of your maps in the end. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and thanks for watching.
Also, like, the more bands there are, the more like the one you favorite, like you'll get that half the time, and like people will just favorite different maps, and there's just gonna be more variety in the map pool. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. Viper, my suggestion is to keep making videos like this so I can react to it and get more content for myself. But yeah, thanks for watching, and catch you guys next one. Peace.